Breathing. It's fundamental to complex life on Earth. Think about it. What's the first thing you do when you come into this world? And what's the last thing you do before you transition to the other side? These two breaths frame the rich, enchanting story of your life. And believe it or not, the quality of those breaths, a finite amount, I will remind you, actually determine the type of life that you have. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ethan Hill. I'm a yoga instructor and breath coach who is helping seekers like yourself adjust both physically and mentally to the new Earth frequencies. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 unique reasons why you should relearn, yes, relearn how to breathe. Reason number 1, it's life or death. You can go weeks without food, days without water, hours without heat, but only minutes without air. And just like there are better and worse things for you to drink or eat for your health, then it makes sense, oh yeah, maybe there's also better and worse ways to breathe for one's health. So let's take an example breath. Go ahead and sit upright, shoulders back, chest proud, relaxed eyebrows, smile appears on the face. Inhale through the nose for 1, 2, bring it down to the belly, 3, 4, across into the ribs, up into the shoulders. Exhale, maybe make an O with the mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Reason number 2, breathing and tension cannot coexist simultaneously. Okay, try this out. Flex your abs for me. Like really flex them so you're trying to get a 6-pack on the beach. And now I want you to try to breathe into your belly. So see if you can fit air down. You see how it's impossible, right? They're locked up. The lesson here, if you can learn how to breathe, the tension has to unlock. You see what we're doing here? We're reverse engineering the process. All of a sudden you flex your abs, the muscles contract, they constrict, they don't allow your organs to move forward, backwards, left, or right. And so when you breathe, you have to release that tension in order for it to move down into your pelvic floor. We could do the same thing with tension in your jaw, right? How often do you just clench, or your shoulders are racked up towards your ears? If you can learn to breathe upwards towards your face, as I teach in some of my other work, you can immediately release that tension because, again, tension and breath cannot coexist. Try this out. I want you to flex your whole body. Biceps, chest, abs, back, legs, face. Everything constricts in. And now I want you to take a deep breath into the nose and allow this wash of relaxation to start rippling through. Start the breath from the center and then move it radially so that it reaches your fingertips, your toes, and your forehead. So inhale. Notice how you're having to relax a whole bunch of set of muscles here. Reason number 3, if you can change your breath, you will immediately change your physiology. This is just going one step further on the tension release. Here though, we're talking about motions and moods and feelings in active or rest states. Consider what happens when you are trying to go to sleep or when you are in deep rest. If you were to measure your breath rate, it would be a slow curve up and down like a buoy rising and falling on the ocean. Now, hypothetically then, if you were able to replicate that exact patterning, you would immediately be sent into that state. Think about what happens when you're exercising, lifting weights, yoga, running, anything that gets the heart rate up. Your breath rate starts to spike. So again, if we want to put ourselves into, say, the mood of exercise, of fitness, something that maybe we're not in the mood for all the time, if we can learn to alter our breath rate, our breath pattern, bingo, you will have unlocked a skill that allows you to go from rest to active at a moment's notice, and then from active back down to rest whenever you like. Let's try a few breaths like that, really sharp, deep, fast breaths, almost like we're replicating going for a big hike. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. We'll do that 10 times. In, out, in, out, in, out. Keep going. In, deeper, out, in, like you're running, out, go, in, out, 2 more, in, out, last one, inhale, push it all out, and then take a deep breath in. I want you to squeeze your back, flex your arms, and see if you can get energy to rocket up your spine toward the crown of your head. So flex everything for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, relax. Now what you may notice there is the pulse. You can check yourself, or the flush of the skin, or the slight temperature shifts. These are all indicators that you actually did it correctly, meaning you increased your breath rate and your physiology followed in response. Reason number 4, has to do with the subtler systems of the body. In the Eastern world, this is called prana or chi, and it's an intelligent energy. It is the lifeblood or the building blocks of the actual material universe that you and I seem to exist in. Imagine your system to have an ability to flow like a river. So from head to toe, toe to head, you can feel this very subtle vibration emanating every last little atom. Now, the problem is that river gets dammed up from time to time. Now, these energetic blockages that get in the way of your pranic system have to do with the trauma you experience in this life and in previous lives. So this has to do with your astral body, your causal body. All of these things are maintaining memory of the situation that you found yourself in, how you resolved that situation or didn't resolve. And whenever there's some sort of unfinished business, the body, or this very subtle body, this energetic system of prana, it gets almost clamped off. So you can imagine like a garden hose that's wide open, it has no trauma, but the second it does, you start to shrivel away from the world, and now the hose is kinked. Prana can't move as easily. So again, what we're doing with the breath then is we're opening up the channel. Now, it's not just the lungs, right? The lungs are confined to this rectangular prism of the body. What we're doing is we're trying to expand beyond just the lungs, into our hands, into our feet, into our head, and even into our auric field beyond that. So let's practice. Close your eyes. This is going to require some of your attention and imagination. I want you to relax your shoulders. I want you to take the deepest possible breath you can with your lungs or your body. Not so deep that it becomes jarring or injurious, but just something that feels comfortable and wide. And when you reach the top, I want you to hold the breath as high as you can, and then imagine the outline of your body, okay? The very, very edges of your skin starting to creep a little further into the actual environment around you. Almost get your electromagnetic field to touch the edges and rim of the room around you. So imagine it's just moving out, moving out, moving out. Good, release. That simple exercise is the expansion of prana or chi in the body. And what you can do over time, and granted, when we're not practiced, when we're not experienced with this, that can be just more of an imaginative, a visualization game than actual subtle body shift. But over time, as we start to heal, aka unblock those energetic dams throughout the body, voila, the energy can start to rise and you can seem to start to flow into the environment more. So this strict boundary you have of your body seems to dissipate or haze a little bit, and then you can start to enjoy the wondrous benefits of actually having a system filled with this intelligent energy. And last but not least, reason number 5, relearning how to breathe actually allows you to take less breaths in general. Our intuition suggests, okay, the more the merrier. Let me get as much oxygen in my body as possible on a regular basis. Now, what I will submit to you is that oxygen is actually a killer. So iron rusts over time when it's exposed to the air. The same thing is true in all of your cells. This oxidative effect actually slowly is rotting you or rusting you from the inside out. So what we want to do is we want to get our body conserving oxygen, not using as much, becoming more efficient. And when we relearn how to breathe, especially breathing deeper, all of a sudden, we don't need as many breaths to survive and function. Let me explain it like this. Your lungs are filled with hundreds of millions of tiny balloons called alveoli. Now, play along with me here. Imagine if you just took a really shallow breath that filled up only 1/6 of your lungs, or let's say 100 million alveoli, and you had to do that 6 times, 6 breaths to essentially fill your lungs. Now imagine where you did take just one really deep breath and fill the entire lungs, top to bottom, all 600 million alveoli at once. What would happen is you would be taking 6 times less of those hyperventilating breaths. There are mechanics of the body such that the slower breathing actually maintains some sort of nervous system downshift. And when we think about lifespan and the correlatory stress that we feel, then we can begin to see how, oh, okay, if I can just lengthen out my breaths, if I can just take less breaths on average per day, boom, something will shift automatically in your own cells. A nice way to think about this is comparing the lifespan of a dog, which pants most of the day, right? Versus that of a tortoise, which is a very slow breather. They live up to a century or so. The less we can breathe, the better. It's counterintuitive, but important to understand. So let's take a slow breath, as slow as we can possibly muster. We're going to try to inhale for 10 seconds and exhale for 10 seconds. And notice what that does to our body. Relax in your seat, sit upright. Remember volume, how much space you can take up, determines the depth of your breath. So you want to have perfect posture, maybe palms facing up, eyes can shut if it's comfortable, relax your eyebrows, exhale everything out, and then inhale through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep going, 7, 8. Notice how you have to unfold, 9, 10. Now make an O with your mouth, and then slowly, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's awesome to know why one should relearn how to breathe, but there is very much a separation from the embodiment aspect. If you actually do want to relearn how to breathe, I put on live classes or workshops so we can actually use it, and it's beyond just philosophical or theoretical. If you're interested in that, head to the link below. There you can gain access to my calendar and immediately sync it with yours so that you can never miss a class again. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, join my Patreon for in-depth access to all things breathwork, yoga, philosophy, meditation, consciousness, etc. And enjoy the rest of your day.